I want to be clear. You work for the SCPD now.
You need to learn how we do things.
SCPD, freeze!
The use of excessive force will not be tolerated. Firearms can only be used as a last resort.
Any questions?
He does know we have our own uniforms, right?
How's it going, Vigilantes? Welcome to a brand new Arrow trailer breakdown. So that trailer was okay, I guess. I mean, it just feels like a very fillery episode. Now, this is definitely one of those trailers where it didn't show too much. Now, what we saw in it was interesting in terms of seeing Dinah back. It looks like the SCPD really aren't potentially liking the way Oliver and the crew, or everyone since being deputized, is kind of using the vigilante brute force still, and that doesn't seem to be going down well. But it does kind of feel like Training Day, the name of the next episode, is, from at least what we see in this trailer, kind of somewhat fillery. I'm still hoping for, of course, some more Dante explanations, especially with his link to Emiko. It'd be cool if we even get Emiko flashbacks. That would be sweet, you know, in terms of how, you know, she got trained potentially from Dante and stuff. But before we get into this speculation of what else we could see in this episode, let's read out the synopsis for more context. Team Arrow attempts to work with the Star City Police Department, but much to Oliver's frustration, things don't go as planned. Meanwhile, Dinah gets some life-changing news. And neither does the synopsis, apart from the Dinah part with the life-changing news, which is very, very interesting because she does look quite healed up. She's got the scar now there, and that's just like the flash forwards. We still haven't seen her use the the Canary cry in the flash forwards. So I want to ask you guys down in the comments below, leave me your thoughts on this. Do you think that the life-changing news is that Dinah, maybe you can use the Canary cry, but if you do, it might do irreparable damage to your vocal cords or something like that? That's what I'd be super interested to know, because I can't imagine what other life-changing news there is apart from, I don't know, if something happens at the SCPD potentially. But, you know, that's what this episode is about anyway, with how the SCPD are seemingly, you know, kind of doing this police academy-like thing with Team Arrow, and they have to get on board with it because that's the only way they can kind of legally do what they want to do in Star City ever since being deputized. I guess they're going to have to play along. Now, one thing I'm very happy to see in this trailer as well is that we see Diggle back in the Spartan gear. Personally, I prefer Diggle as Spartan, if you know what I mean, rather than him in Argus. I did enjoy his time at Argus for a while it lasted, but, you know, from the latest episode, you know, he's taking the fall for what happened in the last episode, so Lila doesn't get fired. So I guess, you know, he's just going to be full-time working with Oliver at the SCPD with Dinah and Renee. So this part in the trailer where we see Dinah in the Canary costume, we see Diggle in the Spartan costume, and I believe just generally Team Arrow kicking some crime ass right here. But I'm wondering if this is what happens before they get lectured and, you know, police academy trained, if you will, by the SCPD. I'm thinking this is what the voiceover is all about as well. We do not basically use brute force or whatever it is, and, you know, guns are used as a last resort, whatever. I'm guessing they get in trouble for this maybe, and that is why, you know, I guess we have the mayor as well saying, you know, just a reminder, you do work for the SCPD. So as I said, I'm guessing all of this stuff happens beforehand. Maybe Oliver and Team Arrow getting a bit carried away with their newly deputized badges, and, you know, trying to stop crime their own way, and it's just rubbing up the SCPD the wrong way. So from there on out, we see them like in an orientation of sorts. We see Oliver, is that Oliver, I think, flipping somebody? It'd be pretty cool if he was teaching other freshly new recruits into the SCPD how to fight. So it's just Oliver, you know, Green Arrow training time. I wonder if he'll put them on the line, if you guys remember that reference. But earlier in the trailer, which I'm thinking could be later in the episode after all of this, we see Dinah just saying, you know, freeze, put the gun down, and we see Renee behind him. So I'm guessing this is where they're going in again, but conducting themselves without being mega vigilante-like. Now, personally, I just want vigilante here, there, and everywhere, rather than this SCPD kind of gilded stuff. We're gonna have to see where it goes. Obviously, things are gonna probably change at some point with the SCPD storyline. You know, something happens in Star City with the vigilantes, as we keep learning in the flash forwards. So it's, you know, I'm looking forward to those moments coming, because I don't know. I don't mind Oliver being Arrow Cop and the rest of Team Arrow. It's the way it has to be. But I'm hoping a massive fork in the road happens at some point with it. Now, when Dinosaur Slay SCPD freeze, I thought for a split second this was Dante when I first saw this trailer, because as you guys know, these trailers go quite fast with the clips sometimes. But no, I think this definitely isn't Adrian Paul who's playing Dante, so I'm guessing this is just them going on another crimey kind of bust, but doing it, as I said, the proper way. As I said, a lot of this just looks fillery, and whatever they must have in store for this episode that might be very, very interesting, or like tying off or expanding upon some of the more interesting storylines, definitely isn't getting shown in the trailer. But as always, Wild Dog coming out with a pretty good line. He does know we all have our own uniforms, right? And, you know, yeah, they better not stop them from wearing those. And who knows, maybe I was wrong about that whole Team Arrow fight scene, seeing Diggle in the Spartan suit again being beforehand. I doubt the SCPD are going to stop them from wearing their vigilante-like uniforms and tactics. Maybe they're just trying to kick them up the ass and saying, like, be a bit more gentle. But as I said, guys, there's not much else to the trailer, so I would love to know what you guys think could go on in this episode. What would you like to see beyond what we're seeing here? What do you think the life-changing news that Dinah has got? I think it has to be something to do with the Canary cry, but perhaps I'm way off there. But other than that, let me know if you're excited for this episode down in the comments below. Like this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're brand new, and as always, everybody, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you, Vigilantes, in the next video. Goodbye.